Our top focus in WION right now. Amid an escalating row over remarks by Maldivian ministers against Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, India summoned Maldives envoy Ibrahim Shaheeb. Earlier, the Maldives government suspended 3 deputy ministers over their racist and derogatory remarks. India described the summons to the Maldivian envoy as a routine occurrence, ahead of a pre-arranged bilateral meeting of the Indian High Commissioner in Maldives. Maldives High Commissioner Ibrahim Shaheeb was summoned to the Indian Ministry of External Affairs. The move comes after New Delhi officially shared its concerns with Mali over the matter. Maldives suspended Mariam Shiana, Malsha and Mazoom Majid following their racist remarks over Indian Prime Minister Modi's visit to Lakshadweep. The Maldives government spokesperson Ibrahim Khalil confirmed the suspensions. The remarks of the ministers had sparked controversy in India, with many Indian stars and political figures condemning the remarks. This despite one of the ministers deleting her tweets. The Maldivian political class has also condemned the actions. In a post on the social media platform X, Maldives National Party referred to the comments made by the ministers unacceptable. On the other hand, Maldives Democratic Party released a statement demanding appropriate action against those senior officials. The island nation has also issued an official statement on the issue. It said Shuana's opinions are personal and did not represent the views of the government of Maldives. It also mentions that relevant government authorities will not hesitate to take action against racist remarks in the future. On the other hand, several travel service providers in India have also cancelled bookings and flights to Maldives. Now, the former Vice President of Maldives, Ahmed Adib, also reacted to the incident. Take a listen.
I think this is very uncalled for, and I think this is a very sad incident, which should not happen actually, because when you are in a elected position, you should not engage as an activist. So you have to be more responsible, and also these degrading remarks towards the global leader, Prime Minister Modi, and as well as racist comments against Indian citizens is not acceptable. So we built our tourism on the basis of tolerance and harmony and friendship and hospitality. So this is not acceptable at any level.
The Maldives government suspended 3 deputy ministers for making insulting remarks over Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Lakshadweep. And this controversy comes ahead of a visit by President Mohammad Moizu to China. Moizu won election last year with a pledge to end the Maldives' India First policy. Maldives' former Defence Minister Mariam Ahmed Didi spoke to our principal diplomatic correspondent Siddhant Sibul. Listen in to this exclusive conversation where she talks about Moizu's pledge to remove a small contingent of 75 Indian military personnel from Maldives.
My first question to you is your reaction to the developments we have seen, how there were remarks made by sitting ministers of the current government in Maldives, and now, of course, they have been suspended. So what's your reaction?
It's very irresponsible, totally unprovoked, uncalled for, something that you should not, as ministers, do with the closest neighbor, with whom we have had time immemorial, relationships that are so close. India has always come to our rescue whenever we needed them. Let it be it in. It's sad that ministers don't realize, that they are no longer social media activists, that they have to be responsible, and whatever they say reflects on the country, and there will be consequences.
The current government has basically come on a plank which is strongly anti-India. We saw the anti-India movement as well. And one of their basic plank has been the removal of the Indian troops while acknowledging the role of the Indian assets as well. How do you see this entire comments being made and essentially the relationship not moving because of what the current government has been saying. There's a committee also which has been formed as well. So how do you make of it, the so-called removal of Indian troops demand by the current government?
The thing is, you saw how many Maldivian lives were saved during the time. When they were being used totally for in a humanitarian capacity. Whenever the Indian helicopters were they were being replaced or spares were coming and all that, we have always, been asking them, when are they coming and all that. And especially the ordinary Maldivian here in the island, they always, they felt very secure that if supposing there was the need, they could be airlifted to Maldives. We have, in the past, when helicopters were engaged in Maldives, and those diving accidents and all these things, they can only be lifted in a helicopter. It can't go above a certain height. So helicopters have been used. But in the past, when private parties have used helicopters in Maldives, it has been very dangerous. Many times we have had helicopter incidents. But inshallah, with the Indian helicopters, because they use the most modern equipment and their personnel are very trained, very experts. I have seen, them land in places where people have never been before. They land, they do many evacuations, which under normal circumstances, ordinary civilian pilots cannot do. Because as defense minister, they have shown me, I have seen it, and a friend of mine who is in Lamu, who goes to fix their air cons and all that, a Maldivian, he was telling me, the people the other day, they were saying, there's so many tests that are done before the helicopter takes off, and so many tests that are done when it comes off. Comes down. So 20 people to look after this, to make sure Maldivians are safe when they fly the helicopters. That's normal, but people are saying, oh, do you need that much people for a helicopter maintenance? Yes, we do. Whether it's one or two, there's a bare minimum that is needed, for this. And then we are getting it free, but to waste Maldivian taxpayers' money for something that friends are offering free. I mean, I totally don't get it, but if that be the will of the Maldivians, always, the Indian government also has said, they will honor it. It was on the government's request that these have always been provided to us.